It is a cold Tuesday evening. You are welcome to Kampala. Welcome to Uganda. Welcome to the Zimbabwean invasion of Uganda. This match is the first installment of many match sessions between two of the best players from the Republic of Zimbabwe, who are up in challenge against the very best players from the country of Uganda. On table is Lubulwa Simon of Uganda, nicknamed the Computer. He's up in battle against Eshca Chimbwanda, all the way from Zimbabwe, nicknamed Mzamo. They are racing to 16, and it's $400 for whoever is the first to 16. This is the first frame of the match. A relatively big crowd of supporters, of course, all of them supporting Computer, being the home player, apart from one, that is Maluva, who is now seemingly Eshka's best friend, supporting him all the way. We are in Ntinda, a suburb of the city of Kampala. The venue is the Q Masters Arena. It is opposite Petro City Fuel Station, right in the heart of Ntinda town. First frame of the match, Lubulwa Simon nil, Eshca nil. Race to 16, very slow start this one, as if both players are still trying to learn each other. maybe for Eshca trying to land the table. First time in the area, first time on the table. And it starts off in tight contest. 0-0. Live commentary is proceeding shortly. I'm not so surprised by the fact that both players have started off in defensive mode. It is the very first time they are ever facing against each other, though not the very first time that any Ugandan is facing up against any Zimbabwean. In particular, Eshca and the computer were part of the Grand Mchana Open last year in Nairobi. Simon was defeated in the round of last 8, the quarterfinals, by Ibrahim Sejemba. Eshca reached the round of last 16 and was, if I'm not mistaken, taken down by fellow international teammate Onida Timothy. It is Simon seemingly trying to test first blood of Eshca. I can't call this one, I can't predict it. Two players who are distinctively gifted, playing very unique styles. Simon will have a very sharp cut over the black to make to the corner pocket, bottom right. It is not a cut enough. Eshca has a chance at least to play. There is enough space between the jaw of that bottom right corner pocket and the black for Eshca to pot any of his reds. In my opinion, he is now in pole position to go 1-0 up. Thank you, Nevson Aggregates Company in Harare. Thank you, Jaden, the manager of Eshca and Maluva, for making this trip possible, for uniting Africa once again on the pool tables, thousands of kilometers away from home, and yet at home they are following your boys in Harare and Gweru and Chitungwiza and Matabeleland and everywhere in between, where they are rooting for Eshca all the way. He will have to be on target. Yes, he is. And with this clearance, which I believe is going to be made, Simon is learning that he is up against a very tough opponent here. Oops. Will I say that he is still rusty? Management of the white ball was a little careless. He gets himself snookered. He will need a mass shot, curve the white ball around the jaw of the pocket, try to find the black, hopefully pot it. There we go. Misses, but finds it on the reverse. Simon doesn't believe his luck. That was rather careless from Eshca. All he did was pot. I think he is still nervous of the fact that he's up against a player on his own turf. Simon steals the game away. And a round of applause from his fans. Simon 1, Eshca 0. We have a scoreboard on the top of your screen. It is being representative of the players' respective national flags. Instead of their names, on the left, the Zimbabwean national flag, the green, yellow, red, and black, with the Eshca on the left for Zimbabwe, and for Simon, the black, yellow, and red with the crested crane in the middle for Uganda. Eshca, nil. Simon, 1. Race to 16. One frame is down. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. It is a long way to go, both for Simon and Eshca. And both players have demonstrated in the first frame that they are capable of giving each other a bloody nose. It was one frame that told the strengths and weaknesses of either players. Nonetheless, one of them had to be a winner. And it is the computer who is enjoying home ground advantage and the support and a very slim early lead. Arnold Mzamo, it's the race to 16. It's a very popular race here, which when proposed to Eshca's management, they did oblige. It seems like a rather not so soft table, this one. And in my opinion, it will maybe favor a more tactical player. The more offensive players love the softest tables. Thank you, Ronnie Santos Mwini, watching from Kigali, always watching. Tomorrow, both Eshca and Maluva will be involved in races as well against Dog City and Caesar respectively, same time at Dice Lounge in Kampala. But today, there is this contest. Eshca has won it all in Zimbabwe. The two young men between him and Maluva like to call themselves number 1 and 2 in whichever order. He's one of the most sought after players in the Zimbabwean league. Also well managed, very well composed player. A multi-winner of the Zimbabwean National Championships, the Nepal's editions. Also has a series of very good performances in many matches on the local scene. On the international scene, he hasn't had much. He didn't get a chance to have many matches with Ugandans while in Zimbabwe when they were participating in the Queen's Double Elimination Championship that happens annually at Queen's Sports Club in Bulawayo. It was Kasozi who played a few many matches against Zims as well as Dog City. By the way, majority of them ended up in victory for the Zimbabwean players. There was that match between Sakala and Ibra, which ended in a decider with the team of Leonida Sakala winning. Moses Bibido was beaten by Kasozi. Rooney did take down Dog City. What a shot. It is for a reason that this guy, when he started playing pool, because of his skill and ability to manipulate some shots, was nicknamed by his fans as the computer. And here he is. Seems very confident this time round. And Eshca has to be very wary that he's up against a very formidable player, especially in the offensive aspect of the game. Simon 2, Eshca 1. Pardon, Simon 2, Eshca 0, rest to 16. As Simon fouls on the break, it's advantage Eshca to at least pull one back. And for the neutrals, you will want him being the away guy to try and start his own account in the match. He's having a very confident look on his face. He knows in himself that he can take down Simon on his own turf. Simon did have an international money match with the Ganda during the Jerry tour of Uganda. In fact, as it is today, he was the first on the Jerry lineup. Another race to 16, actually race to 15. On that day, it ended 15-10 with Jerry winning. He's never been to Zimbabwe, Simon, but has had some matches with Zimbabwean players when they faced off in international tournaments like the All Africa Pool Championships as well as the Howley Cup. He's one of those Ugandan players who have been on the national team for about 8 years now, but many a times on the periphery of the national team until last year when he was the best performer of all the Ugandans who participated in the Howley Cup Championship, being the only player to have reached the quarterfinals, losing out to South Africa's Pilani Nkosi Mazambani. And in the team event, the Zimbabwean team that had Eshca and Maluva in involvement did beat the Ugandan team to third position on the league log. That surprises only for the top 4. Now this is Eshca Chimbwanda with one big shot away from trying to mount a comeback of his own. He has to be wary of that red ball which is near the rail, near the cushion. He will want to play it in a bank shot to the center pocket on the left of your screen. If it goes in, he's home and dry. He misses. Special dedication of this stream to my good friend, who is somewhat a manager of these guys, fellow streamer from Harare, Francis Mukwekwe. I know you are watching, this time a little bit under pressure. A very young man, but a very responsible character of a pool manager and a streamer. And I'm so proud of you, and I know that this sport is alive because it has people like you at its heart. Simon in offense. His intention was not only to pot but also use the white ball to open up the black ball. The pot was on, the opening was not. It is still advantage Eshca. Thank you for watching. Athuman Hamis waving your Tanzanian flag. Caesar Neckford uploading computers. Thank you for watching. Bule Muhammad and Michelle Kashiri thinks Eshca is looking like we'll lose the match. Eshca will be so careful about what Simon does here. He was so keen on whether Simon could have fouled. In his stroke, it ended up a legal shot. But still, computer having a big advantage. He needs a big shot here, not only to pot, but show reaction on where the black is. The pot is okay. He will need a big combination shot here. It is not a shot over an average player, let alone an average mind. He's trying to pot both black and red to that same corner pocket. It's a foul. Advantage, Eshca. As if Eshca simply wants to use his free shot to have the black ball in total space. And hopefully for him, make a clearance that will take him 1-2 down. As if he hasn't learned the power balance of the white ball, a little bit more energy than he would have fancied there. That is a very nice recovery. Got himself under some kind of danger, got himself exactly out, and is winning, and is pulling one back. White is safe. Eshca 1, Simon 2, race to 16. Malova will be the scoreboard flipper for Eshca's games. I'm loving that. And I think Simon will flip his own scores when he pots. Sometimes potting some balls can be so magical, especially potting the black. Winning one game can work wonders. Now Eshca is seemingly re-energized and rejuvenated and reboosted, and now has more belief and is performing as such. Lovely piece of skill from the Zimbabwean. You would love his composure and his game reading and his table inspection. And he is doing this on foreign soil. Probably not the intended shot he wanted to start with, but he's subjected to start with maybe the red ball nearest to him first. The one near the bottom left corner pocket. I'm not so sure he has enough sight of the one up top. By his body language, it seems he does. He has to be careful of the white ball. It moves towards the direction of the top right corner pocket in a normal shot. Seems to have changed his mind, and he will say that rightly changed his mind. It is tense moments in Harare now over the unknown of this frame. Indeed, the fear has come to pass, because Eshca has gotten himself snookered. A very worrying sign that now the complexion of the game, of the frame, is in favor of Simon. It's a foul. It's an advantage to Simon, and you would fancy that he will probably go 3-1 up. He's now a mature shooter, has been around the game for quite a while. He's still too young to be that experienced. He became a formidable player at a very young age. He was hardly 13 when he was very famous for playing pool, and most especially as a shooter. Since then, he has not given up on his dream as a top player. Nowadays, a player and employer of fellow players, and seems now to be in the groove, ready to make his mark on the continent. And welcome Africa to the Break and Finish live Facebook streaming platform. And thank you for giving me a chance to present to you the best of African pool in my own way every time that I'm able to. This money match is a series of money matches that will be coming up after a tour, an agreed tour of two of Zambia's best players, Eshca Chimbwanda, the guy on table, and Malovan Mokonza, his friend who is now his fan right now, who are in Uganda for 11 days. And this is their third day in the country, having stepped into the country at noon on Monday afternoon from Harare via Nairobi, and are now in Kampala, facing Lubulwa Simon in his hometown of Ntinda in Kampala, where he's such a darling of the crowd as a born of the area. He's trying to impress them against a player who is coming from thousands of kilometers away, and indeed sinks in the black for the third time in the match. Simon 3, Eshca 1. Rest to 16. It's $400 for whoever wins. Eshca's first participation against Ugandan players was yesterday in a weekly comp that was organized at the Kamwa Chapel Center, also in Kampala. He did take down Uganda's seed number 5, Lawrence Sengonga, in the first round, a very convincing 5-3 win on a Super League table for only the very first time he was touching it. He then lost out in the second round to Hazard, who eventually came fourth. In that same competition, Simon came third out of 32 after losing out in the semi-final to Joseph Kasozi. That will not go down as a very good shot for Simon. It should be, for an Eshca perspective, an opportunity to play in this frame. He did say he intends to be in Uganda, Eshca, with the motive to win in his own words. So far things are not exactly going according to plan, but it's only early days. This race will go on at least for the next 2 hours. Thank you for watching Tawanda Mdogo. You think this is a very old computer, worn out of software? Mzamo, as Eshca is nicknamed, has to be at his very best here, both in hands and in mind. A crowd of about 100 people at the venue, all of them supporting Simon, but a very disciplined crowd it is. They are letting Eshca have his table, have his game. They are totally silent when he is on table, and it is a very beautiful spectacle. They are respecting the game. They are only applauding the player they support when he is on table. That's good shooting. And it's one shot that sets Eshca's way here. I think he really has to see off this one, this fifth game. He's having his headsets on his ears, Eshca. He's probably calming himself down by maybe listening to his favorite music as he plays his game. Not a bad idea. When you are away from home, you will not like to listen to sometimes the interference of the home fans. I know one player who is called Ganda, who when he plays such many matches away from his home, he simply tells his opponent that I'm not coming with any fans, but by halfway through the game, we shall share your fans. insinuating that some of the fans will cross over and support him instead. Still has this game in control, Eshca now. He takes his time before his shots. And there we are. There is enough space, but it has to be on perfect target. Yes, he is. Eshca 2, Simon 3. One set down. And it is the Ugandan in a very narrow lead, and it is the Zimbabwean who is showing potential of what he can do here. 3-2, Simon up. It's a match, this one, with a small pot, a relatively long race, and it's not about money sometimes. These guys came here to challenge Ugandan players. The stake is only motivation to try hard. It is about playing. And thanks to the internet, it seems Uganda is such a hub for polo on the African continent, with comp after comp after comp after money match after money match. And it is really uniting the African fraternity, as now a place where so many top players from different other countries always want to come and test the waters in this part of the world. For this week and the next, it is the turn for these two brilliant shooters from down south in Zimbabwe. Crucial shot, this one, and it's in. Seemingly we could have an equalizer here. You have to be mindful about the black. Either play to open it up or play white ball enough to get it somewhere to put maybe the center pocket on the left. He opens it up. White ball moves further than he would have fancied, but it is okay. Look at the black. Looks at the black like a blood-thirsty leopard that has seen some prey. He'll want to put it with a very sharp cut to the corner pocket, bottom right. Maybe direct or off the yellow. Goes off the yellow. Puts it. White is inside. Very unlucky. Very good clearance, but very bad end result. Simon 4. Eshca 2. To win a race like this one, you need first of all to be a good player who has had their good training. You need to be well prepared and well organized. But you also need to be lucky. It seems for the start of the match that computer is having a fair share of luck on his side, most especially the manner in which he has just won the previous frame without even playing it at all. And it continues to show signs of his already known brilliance. That seems a little bit tricky position of the white ball. He will need a very sharp cut to pot that yellow ball by rolling it to the corner pocket bottom right, but he will have very little to control the white ball, especially given that position of the black. Maybe he's going for the bank shot. Goes for the bank and finds the bank. That's a round of applause from the guy who is playing right in front of his own fans, delivering for them what exactly they expect of him. Rolling the black to the top right corner pocket and sinks it in. Simon 5, Eshca 2. Welcome to the stream, Saulin Senjiova, supporting your favorite player who is so far delivering. Five two. Eshca needs to start delivering now. The race is small, the race is big. The pot is small with due respect to these players, but the stage is big. It doesn't come easy. When you are in the middle of a playing area, with now about 180 people, if not 200 people at the side, all of them watching, and all of them rooting only for one player, and you are in a foreign country, you are just on your own with only one fan who is your teammate, and yet you must deliver live on camera and nowhere to hide. And for Eshca, it is Dog City tomorrow. And for Maluva, it is Caesar tomorrow. And the venue is Dice Lounge. And then the same pair of players, the Ugandans and Zimbabweans respectively, will reverse their respective opponents for more action at the same venue on Friday. And then on Saturday, there is a 64-man competition that is happening at Star Plaza in Wankulukuku in Kampala, with both players involved. Against again all of the top Ugandans, apart from Caesar, who will not be involved because he will be traveling to China the day the tournament will be ending. Therefore, even if he were to play and maybe qualify for the second day, he would be late for his flight. That means the only way he can participate in that comp that is coming up on Saturday and Sunday is maybe if he extended his ticket. By the way, the organizer of the tournament was calling me momentarily before, suggesting that, which I find a little bit weird. Nonetheless, the action will go on as much as the action is going on here. If you're just joining the stream, Simon Lubulwa, nicknamed The Computer, is leading 5-2 against Eshca Chimbwanda, nicknamed Mzamo, traveling from Zimbabwe, alongside his friend Malvan Mokonza, to have a series of money matches, sessions, comps against the best of Ugandan players. And here is one of them. There are signs that Eshca has gotten himself what it takes to make a comeback in this match. If you are to look critically, if you are to pay attention to detail, the signs are there. And if he can play connection, if he can play red ball, he's looking at to put the red ball that is at the pocket. That will be a very end result of what has been so far the best shot that has been played in this match. Yes, he does. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant Mzamo. I like to say that he seems unlucky today. He didn't intend to have both balls spotted in the same pocket. Finds himself having white ball, which is almost frozen against the cushion, but has some space to that center pocket on the left, and uses that space. Where is the white going? This time, white is safe. Surely safe. Mzamo 3, Computer 5. Very beautiful piece of clearance from the Zimbabwean. Every time he wins Mzamo, it is Maluva who flips the scoreboard. Every time Computer wins, Maluva ignores the scoreboard. Very sided guy, that is. I'm joking, eh? He has to be. Every time top players take on each other in long races, there comes a time when the fear of play, the respect of the opposition all disappears, and everybody who gets a chance just wants to take the game away. That is the stage of the match where we are at. Last two frames were all single visit clearances, won and lost one piece by Mzamo. This one is another of a single visit clearance, this time from the home guy Computer, with an apple here. No doubt about the end result. Pulls another back. Simon 6, Eshca 3. He needs a response, Mzamo. The break is one break that is reminiscent of a guy who wants to respond. He must follow it up with a clearance. He is still within touching distance, I would say. He is down, but not yet out. The thing with the Computer, though, is that he is a very erratic player on table. You can't predict him. Or will I say he's so predictable? His game is all-out attack. If he puts and breaks the ball, and if he breaks and puts the ball, he wants to go for the game. If his game is on, he can even seem to be unplayable. Just yesterday, he did lose out in the semi-final of a weekly comp that was organized in Kampala, and came third. But some of his performances were way out of this world, taking down Ibrahim Sejemba in the quarterfinals 5-0, and in the third place match 5-0 against Hazard, respectively. Eshca gives away his opportunity. That shot was one which he should have measured, as if he would be measuring the plot of his family land, because it was so determinant. It was so crucial for him to pull one back by the 10th game. If Eshca wins this frame and makes it 6-4, it is pretty much within touching distance. At 7-3, the race is starting to slowly drain away from you. I'm not so sure Simon can put that red, which is near the black, to the center pocket. If there is passage of that ball to the center pocket on the right, and Simon could be once again home and dry with the 7th. Yes, there is. It's, by the way, now turning to be a world-class match. It is the fourth game in which the game is being won by a single visit clearance from either of the players. Simon versus the Black for the 7th time in the match. This time a little bit tricky, but Tricky doesn't mind. Simon 7, Eshca 3. Ugandan waters are starting to become too deep for Eshca. Thank you for watching. Isaac Matic all over the comment section with stickers of celebration. Joseph Mozonto, you want Sakala to come to this competition? Someone wants to say to welcome your special person Nando to Hilda. Look to the stream. Okay, when I see her, I will show her that comment, but I do hope she's watching from Mukono near Kampala. Junior Remishram, thank you for watching. Ashton Nyekavanu, welcome to the stream. Guys watching from Matabeleland, tell me if you think that Eshca has it within him to pull a comeback here. Because Simon is the home guy. He's playing in his hometown of Ntinda. He started a little bit rusty, but was able to gather himself up and win some games. Now, the more he wins, the more confident he becomes, and the more dangerous he becomes for his opponent, especially when he is in the lead. With his every cue action, with every ball potted, with every white ball that comes close to his next shot, he becomes more confident and more likely to take the win. It is starting to look scary for Eshca. Simon's intention here was to start with the distant yellow to the center pocket. I'm not so sure he can see it enough. Maybe he can't even see it at all. Nonetheless, he can see the second yellow and he can put it to the corner pocket bottom left, either direct or off Eshca's red. He was actually seeing part of the yellow, the first yellow, and the only part he saw it was just enough to put it using the white ball to open up the game entirely. The rest, I like to say, is a formality for the computer, as he is nicknamed. Another single visit clearance, this time a 5th in a row. 8 Simon, 3 Eshca. Rest to 16. Simon is halfway there. Eska is a long way back. It is the first time out, and Eshca rightly gets it. Malva will follow him to try and give him some advice. The fans are having a party here. Timeout. Simon 8, Eshca 3. Opposite is in the mosque. In the town. It is not a good day out for Eshca as yet. The pain of him going 8-3 down is being compounded by a foul on the break in the very next game. And I know that he's so far not making you proud, all of you who are watching all the way from Zimbabwe, who I know are so dominant on today's stream, all the way from Harare, and Bulawayo, and Chitungwiza, and Mutare, and Gweru, and Kwekwe, and Kadoma, and Ruwa, and Chinyohi, and Masvingo, and Noton, and Marondera, and everywhere in between. Thank you for being a part of this story. I will not get tired of thanking the management of Eshca and Maluva for making this possible. For me, it is not about the money, no. It's about having these games go on. It's about uniting the African fraternity on the African pool tables and on the internet. It has been made possible by the Nevsan Select Aggregate and the manager Jaden and Francis Mukekwe. And of course, these players. I can't thank you enough. The match is starting to become one-sided. It is starting to become a routing, a massacre, an obliteration. Eshca must start winning and must start now. It is starting to get out of hand. Simon 9, Eshca 3. The guy is not only queuing better, he is also breaking better. He has a better stroke of luck and showing a bit of genius, especially in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 games. The guy nicknamed the computer because of his ability to manipulate situations on the table using the cue ball. Is having a field day here. I'm starting to think that nothing will stop him. Maybe Eshca trying to tame him, to slow him, to calm him down by playing a very slow technical game. I'm starting to lose count of apples, red and green, that are being scored by Simon. Ten, 3. This match has only gone on for 1 hour so far, and some 6 minutes, including the national anthems as well as the timeout these two guys have had, and yet 13 games have already been played. That is about 4 minutes per game. So many apples, and the majority of them only by one player, the guy who is leading 10-3, Uganda's Simon Lubulwa, who is having, if I'm not mistaken, a money match against a non-Ugandan player, an organized money match against a non-Ugandan player, only for the second time. The first one ended in defeat to South Africa's Jeremiah Naido. He did go about 7-1 down, and yet at one point in that match, Jerry led 12-10. After leading 7-1, that is when he finally grabbed the bull by the horn and took his win. Otherwise, the computer even threatened at one time to take down Jerry. This one is starting to be a learning lesson for Eshca. And yet Eshca's adventure in Uganda is only just starting. Tomorrow, it will be Dog City for him. In the kind of vein of form in which Simon is today, the mode in which he is, it looks worrying every time he gets to pot a ball. Every time he's the one queuing, everyone is the one on table. He seems to be smelling blood. I want to tell you that he is born of the village where we are. The town of Ntinda is his home area. He wanted this match to be played in front of his own people. He wanted to deliver in front of them. You will imagine that it is a probability that there are even some members of his family watching this game, which is a game between two players but with international interest at heart. The money isn't that much. In fact, it is theirs. Who cares? But the result is for entire nations. Look at that. He's thinking well, cueing well, moving the white ball well, executing well, aiming well, potting the blacks well, and leading big. This time, he misses the black. Surely Eshca has to do something about this. But then there is another any neutral fan will surely want to see Eshca finishing this one off, to put more respect on the game and himself and his name. He's been so lowered the last 7, 8, 9 games to a spectator by his own opponent, who has been clearing game after game after game after game, finishing everything off the table. This time around, it seems Eshca will have a little redemption, just a little redemption, with one pot of one more red. The black is there for the taking. Another single visit clearance. This match is really delivering. Yes, the score is still so much one-sided, but the level at which the game is played is pretty high. And I like to appreciate another classic from our own very good pool table technician, Jeff Miro, who is always invited to ensure that the table standards of Ugandan pool tables are in pretty perfect shape, to ensure that the African pool fraternity and the fans who are always at the venue enjoy the best of the talents of these players to their best, to their own natural abilities. Thank you, Jeff. And he's a guy who I think we should always support, because his service is not just his service, but is a service to the sport. Computer to break. His breaks have been so good today. There we go. Yellow potted. And I really loved the discipline of the fans today. They are Simon's fans. Of course they are. He's the home guy. But they never ever interfere when Eshca is on table. Yes, Eshca pulls another back. Is the comeback on here? Is the comeback starting to be on? He was really obliterated in about 6 games in a row, where he wasn't even allowed the chance to play by the computer. But I like to say that many times when you have long races between top players, each of them will have his own session when he's the guy winning the games. And Eshca will be hoping that his time has arrived. Simon 10, Eshca 5. Thank you for watching Mambo Sosre. You are always watching, most of the time supporting Ugandan players, choosing one against the other. This time you have a chance to test your own against one of the Ugandan players. Normally watch online, and I feel so humbled to serve you in a very different way today, guys, especially the Zimbabwean full fraternity who are flooding the internet because of Eshca. He will have it in mind that what he needs to do is to fight for each and every game as it comes. Pull one game back, pull another back, maybe another back. The more he wins, the complexion of the game could change, and then you see computer starting playing under pressure, and before you know, the game is turned on its head. Something exactly similar has ever happened between a Ugandan and a Zimbabwe, this time in Zimbabwe. Ibrahim Sejemba led 11-3 in a race to 15 against Timothy Onida Sakala. The game ended 15-14 in Sakala's favor. Sakala simply opened the game, hoping that Simon's one and only bad red ball would come to Sakala's rescue, but Simon's Q action seems to have gotten himself in natural position to pot the red ball to the corner pocket bottom left and then open up the only bad red, and good enough for Sakala. The opening isn't that effective for Simon. Seems he wants, as if he wants to play bank shot with a connection effect, goes for the center pocket, narrowly misses. Advantage Sakala. Oh, sorry. Advantage Eshca. Next time, thank you for correcting me. I did say Sakala, mistaking his name for Eshca. I don't even know why, but I think it's because Sakala is my friend. And if computer puts this black, I will consider it as a careless giveaway from Eshca this time round. He at time had it within himself to fight for this game. He needs to be a fighter because he is down. When you are away from home, you must fight. But Simon doesn't allow him this time round and increases his lead to 11 against 5. Race to 16. By the way, there is an open invitation of Maluva and Eshca to cross Uganda's southern border and then try out the Republic of Tanzania. Lots of good players there waiting just in case the duo can make up their minds. In the meantime, if you're just joining the stream, we have an international money match with only 400 US dollars at stake, but between the two players, the best from their respective countries. Simon Lubulwa, Ugandan, playing at home, is hosting Eshca Chimbwanda. He is traveling all the way from the Republic of Zimbabwe to have a series of sessions in training and money matches and comps in the Republic of Uganda. This is his second day of action. Eshca, yesterday, he and his comrade Malova did participate in a weekly comp that was organized at the Kamwacha Pool Center. Both of them did lose out narrowly in the second round to Joseph Kasozi and Hazard Lukoma, respectively, a tournament where Lubulwa Simon came third. And yesterday is the first money match. And yet it is Simon, the Ugandan, who is grabbing the ball by the neck and leading 11 against 5. And how about that for a confidence boosting shot? Thank you for watching. Moses Lloyd Wanjala, the half Cockly, Honorable Simon Gmail, Richard Olinga, Trinity Mogumia, Dylan Kelvin. You are laughing at that jargon of grabbing the bull by the neck, okay? Where does the white go from here? There it is. There it is. Beautiful shot. I love it when a player who is down still has it within himself to play and entertain. And that's exactly what Eshca is doing right now. He needs to follow up that shot with a clearance. It seemingly will be his sixth. This one with a simple roll of the ball. White ball following up the yellow slightly off the rail on the right. Doesn't even need the rail. Showing his own side of being a quality player. 6 Eshca, 11 Simon, rest to 16. The breaks have, for the big part, been in favor of Simon. Eshca needs a big break here. This time around, he puts a ball on the break. A fairly good split of the balls, most especially the reds. If he can have one red ball to pot, he could go for this one. He has it within himself. He surely can. Meanwhile, this place has 5 pool tables which are used on the regular, but the other 4 are now turning into standing zones for the fans because they simply want to watch this, see where it ends, watch their favorite player. In the town of Ntinda, a suburb of Kampala, Simon is now the best player from that area. The place is also synonymous with the other of Uganda's better players over the years, Humphrey Nsoboga, Oscar Chakachon, Mustafa Bwire. In another way, also Ibrahim Sajemba has roots here, amongst others. Eshca is born of the great city of Harare. If I'm not mistaken, in the town of Mbare. That was a very critical shot. Very, very critical. He will want to take all the time he has in this world. He has all the time, just to ensure that he makes it 7. A little bit unfortunate with the white ball. Will I say a little bit fortunate? Because he didn't want the white ball to get its movement intercepted with Simon's yellow. That was the case as it happened. But again, Eshca has another way out here. Will he pot? This time he doesn't. But the positioning of the yellows in relation to the black and Eshca's red to the corner pocket top left would suggest that maybe he is still in pole position to win this frame. But Simon has demonstrated many times before in this match today that he has what it takes to turn a bad game into a good one in one moment. Maybe this is the moment. His intention was to get good white ball for the yellow ball on the top rail. I don't think he can see it enough. To have it potted, we'll have another choice of yellows. He simply wants to find a way of going for this game. He is an all-out attack-minded player, most of the time with good skill on the white ball. And look at this. This time again, not enough. In the previous shot, he moved the white ball a few centimeters further. This time he moves it a few centimeters lower. Same shot he's trying to do. This time gets it right. This is poetry in motion from the guy nicknamed the computer. Only at about the age of 27, but with loads of experience on his shoulders, and is making it count every step of the way. And this time for Eshca. On a Zimbabwean perspective, Simon at least misses a shot. And is communicating to Maluva that when it's my turn on table, please don't support. In long races, when you are down, when your opponent gives you a chance, you simply don't return the chance back. And yet it's exactly what Eshca has just done. He is gifting another frame away to a player who is already having a very big lead. Simon 12, Eshca 6. If you're just joining the stream, Simon Lubulwa is 4 games away from victory in a match where his opponent Eshca Chimbwanda is 10 games away from the same victory. Just a moment of laughter here between Maluva and the Ugandan fans. They are teaching him some words in Uganda. He's teaching them some words in Shona, and it's all beautiful. Just people who love the sport getting the chance to mix and interact and having reason to smile. Oh no. Every time Eshca seems to be starting to mount a comeback, something happens. That shot is a brief summary of his performance in this match today entirely. Eshca is learning that computer can be a very on his day, a very unforgiving player. He was at one time, this guy Simon Lubulwa, Uganda's battacking, especially between the years 2015 and 17, when he did beat each and every Ugandan who was available on the table in a long race with the money involved. And yet he is shifting his battle exploits now to players outside of his own country, as he now leads 13-6 against Zimbabwe's Eshca. The performance is very conclusive of the difference in the players in the match, at least so far. Simon is making his fun just the fact that every time he comes to the table, he is wanting to make a clearance. This time he misses a ball. A very rare miss, given the way this match has been ongoing so far. A guy having exploits in international pool for the very first time outside his own country, outside, or will I say in Uganda for the first time, Eshca. It is one part of the country, of one part of the continent, Uganda, where players from other countries really want to come and impress. It is only the very first time that we are having a tour of players outside of South Africa into Uganda. The very first was Sibu Gumede of South Africa, who came to this country in 2014, had a series of money matches, and like the saying normally goes, it was actually 2016, he did clean the country. Then the following year, Ishmael Mteto came and played about 8 money matches, losing out only once. And then just last year, Aiden Joseph, who played many matches and lost only one of them. It was the final of the only comp he played, and he lost it out to Habibu Sebuguzi. Otherwise, for the money match session, he won all of them. And then earlier this year, South Africa's Jeremiah Naido, the guy nicknamed the Gandagana, who had the money matches, losing a few, and winning most of them. He did lose out in the rematch against Caesar. Although he won the first match, he also lost out to Ibrahim Sejemba and Ibrahim Kayanja. He did win Jerry against Simon Lubulwa and Joseph Kasozi, and the first match with Caesar Chandiga, and as well as matches against Bwanika Mansur and Wagaba Rashid. A few times players from Tanzania have partaken in tournaments in Uganda. They are after having a few many matches with Ugandan players, but for an actual tour for a player outside South Africa, these two are the very first. Simon Fowles. Hello. Another chance presents itself for Eshca to pull another back. It is one of those games where you simply have to fight for each game as it comes. Don't think about the difference between the games you have and your opponent. Simply fight for the game that is in front of you. That is all he has to do. He's not in control of the match anymore. But he can surely lessen the deficit, put some respect on his name, put the scoreline in control. As long as he keeps doing what he's just about to do, find a way of winning. There he goes. 7 Eshca, 13 Simon, race to 16 for Eshca. He's looking for 9 unlikely games. For Simon, just 3 out of the next 11. A foul on the break. Maybe the game is starting to turn its tail on Simon. These 2 shots, and you will want to think that if Eshca doesn't use this opportunity to go 8 to get an 8th, maybe he will have no further business trying to win this match. If I want a break, maybe the game is starting to turn its tail, Simon. There's two shots. And you want to think that if Eshca doesn't use this opportunity to get an ace, maybe he will have no further business trying to win this match. In the meantime, it is now 20 games played so far. The players are now at liberty to get time out if they want. If they don't want, it's okay. Eshca is starting to get in the mode. I don't think we'll want to have any time out. Soon, Malova will try to flip the scoreboard even before Eshca puts his black. He is excited about what he's seeing, at least so far. Eshca 8, Simon 13, race to 16. So Brian's scoreboard today is being hijacked, taken over by Malova. Another fair break with a pot of 2 reds on the break from Eshca. But the confusing bit of it is the fact that the yellows are the ones which are better positioned. Actually, he did pot a yellow as well. On the break, he will clearly be going for the yellows. They are all good. The only little problem is the black. Other than the black, he should be good to go. He should be home and dry. He should go for the 9th here. Tomorrow, the Zimbabwean duo will be taking on the Ugandan duo of Caesar and Dog City. And then the 2 pairs of players will reverse their opponents on Friday at Dice Lounge, respectively. All action coming live your way here on both days and throughout the duration of the visit of Malova and Eshca into the Pearl of Africa. It is starting to look more like it from Eshca. The only problem is you would think that the lead that he has given away is too big, especially for a player of computer's caliber, being your opponent, needing 3 while you need 8 out of 10 games. He could pot the yellow off the red or in a direct shot and then open up the black. If both intentions are on target, he could go for the game entirely. It's a miss. Nonetheless, has his ball occupying the corner pocket bottom right entirely. Still advantage Eshca, but he would have loved it more if he had potted. It seems there is space between the yellow and the jaw of the pocket for Simon to pass his red. If he does, yes he does, but didn't open up the pocket. And we will be playing with same intention in mind, because this game seemingly will be won by the player who thinks and acts better about the situation at that pocket bottom right, as if he's playing to open up the same pocket here, and not really. His intention is clearly to get himself white ball to pot. The red ball he's looking at to the corner pocket bottom left, and then white ball moves the opposite direction to open up the opposite corresponding corner pocket. If he does, he will be good to go. There we go. Very good shooting. This game also seems to be as good as gone for Eshca, as good as counted for the computer. One moment of magic where the game was bad, and in the very next very next moment, the game is very good and very winnable. Big shot here, big shot perfected. Very good shooting, showing skill and class and potting power. White ball movement, opening up pockets. One game which shows the ability of this guy in fullness. He'll need to put the black ball diagonally to the corner pocket top left. If he does, it will be a very wonderful clearance, and putting himself only within 2 games of the big victory. Focus, target, accurate. Simon 14, Eshca 8, rest to 16. Thank you for watching. Lion Zion Obin. Big things, welcome to the stream. Hassan Hamandawana, welcome to the stream. Jeven Rupia, Brayo Password, Richard Olinga, Tatenda Mupambwa, Junior Remy Shurem, Lewis Mukunganya, and all of you, many of you who are watching from Zimbabwe, following you guys. It is so far not a very good outing. It can always get better. They normally say a bad beginning does not necessarily make a bad ending. Today is Eshca's day out. Tomorrow, he will also be out. And the hill may even get steeper. The duo also have business, like we call it, between Dembaba and Ibrahim Kayanja on Monday respectively at the start of next week. But before then, it will be Caesar and Dog City twice against both of them, this Thursday and Friday respectively. And in between, the money matches between Dog City and Caesar, as well as Ibra Kayanja and Dembaba. There will be a 64-man competition in which the two will be participating at Star Plaza in Kampala on Saturday and Sunday. And thank you guys for always making these streams very worthwhile by sometimes tuning in your hundreds, a few times you even make it thousands, watching African pool and allowing me to be one of the guys who are lucky to be streaming the games to you. This time the chance is to have competition between Ugandans and Zimbabweans in Uganda, and I really have to give it to the Zimbabweans. Uganda is not a very easy country fishing from, and for pool people, you know what I call fishing, eh? It is only the best players and in their prime, as in the best players on the continent, who dare to come to Uganda and go away with the money of these guys. Thank you for watching. Collins Katunga Sike. She'll be somewhere in Mokono. Computer being the guy that he's in today's kind of form. Even a game like this, he is seeing it going away. He will need a big top spin on the white ball, bouncing it off the cushion and move it the entire length of the table to the top end. Just like that. Needs to find it accurate. Malova Eshca. Oh, I at one time got out of words to say, because it seemed as though Simon was using the same shot to pot both red and black. Nonetheless, he finds the black in a very good position and will be sinking it to the center pocket on the right, which he does and makes it easy, and is now within one game of the victory. Simon 15, Eshca 8 raised to 16. A neutral will probably want Eshca to at least get himself in double figures of scores, at least make it to 10. Inspire some energy in himself, find a way of winning a game and maybe another, put the scoreline more respectable, narrow the gap, try to tame down the computer a little bit more and avoid the unforced errors. And I would like to say that normally home advantage counts in pool, and today it is counting. He really needs this Eshca. One big shot will do. Pot, find good white ball for the next red, which he surely will, especially looking at the space between the yellow and the jaw of the cushion. Looking at that ball to the top left corner pocket, there is space, but has to be a little bit careful. Has to be, and indeed is. And it is a clearance that is being uploaded even by Simon's fans here at Q Masters Arena, as Eshca makes it 9-15. Malova is not yet tired of flipping the scoreboard when Eshca pots the black. He is today's version of Brian, the scoreboard keeper. I'm joking. Eshca 9, Simon 15. There is a seeming likelihood that Simon finally has the opportunity to take Eshca down once and for all. For as long as the kid born in Ntinda, where he's having his money match today, makes this clearance, he will be home and dry and will be $400 richer. Once again, special thanks to our pool table technician Jeff Miro, who passed by this place this morning to ensure that the table is well leveled and well balanced. The balls are Aramis, that they move well, that Africa is entertained with the players having not the table to have an excuse, but only their own performances. Thank you, Jeff Miro. And what about that? For a combination shot, for a shot that is opening up the game entirely, maybe for the computer to have his final dance. It is 2 yellows for him to go. And a black ball. It is the end in sight. It is a seeming victory for Lubulwa Simon, this one. With each and every shot that he takes, with each and every ball that he puts, with each white ball that he gets perfect, is happiness for Kampala and Jinja and Narua and Mokono, but also dismay for Chitungwiza and Matebeleland and Gweru and Harare and Bulawayo and everywhere in between, that the Ugandan is defeating the Zimbabwean in a money match. Oh no, he became so close, but not close enough. One more chance just to fight for Eshca. I'm not so sure what he's really trying to do here. Is he saving his best for last, Eshca? This is a top class pool from the guy who is trailing by 6 games and yet delivers what? Delivers such a beautiful clearance. This one, he will surely be rolling this ball and sinks it in. And he is punishing computer just the same way computer has been punishing him for some of the unexpected misses Eshca has been having in this match. At least he gets himself to double figures. You just have a feeling that he is fighting too little, too late. The lead is a little big. It is too insurmountable. You do think that in the next 6 games, Simon has it within himself to win at least one. One is all he needs. Eshca 10, Simon 15, race to 16. For now, all Eshca can do is pray. A prayer that will probably help him get a chance to play again, just like he did in the previous one. But it is becoming now even more likely that the end is in sight. There we go. And you will not get a better way to try and seal your victory than such a pinpoint position of the white ball in regards to the black and the yellows. Good shooting. This is it. Lubulwa Simon, the computer, takes down Eshca. He will be congratulated by his opponent. The fans will be just a little bit stubborn to place their scoreboard on the table, try to show off a little bit. It has been a very wonderful evening having your company alongside myself. Final score, Lubulwa Simon 16, Eshca Chimbwanda 10.